Hey guys, welcome back. In this video we're going to be going over the distributed model of version control. Now before we get into a discussion about it, I just want to go over two key terminologies that are new and specific to the distributed model of version control, and that's push and pull. Push is the act of sending changes to another repository from your local repository, and then pull is the act of receiving changes from another repository to your local repository. Now, the distributed model of version control allows for a lot more flexibility because there is no true central repository. When working with the distributed model of version control, whenever someone is connecting to a particular project, each person who's connecting to that project has their own repository stored on their local machine. So if we go ahead and switch to our whiteboard real quick, when working with distributed model version control, let's go ahead here. Now let's just go ahead. We have three developers again. We have Joe, we have Bob, and we have Sue. Each person has their own repository stored locally. So that's Joe's repository, that's Bob's repository, and that's Sue's repository. So there is no central repository for each developer. They all have their own local repository. And that differs from that server client where Joe, Bob, and Sue would only have working copies of the files, but they wouldn't have the actual repository stored on their local computer. Now, this provides some advantages when dealing with working with a repository. First of all, it works offline. So once you do that initial checkout of a repository, you have that repository stored on your local computer. So you can go ahead and you can commit files, you can continue working with files, you can revert files, and you can do all these different functions without actually having been connected to a network. And it also works a lot faster because there is no network in between the actions of committing or reverting files. It's all done locally on the same hard drive. It's a lot faster. And local use is also a lot easier because that's the way the distributed model is designed. It's designed to be used in a local setting. You have the repository is automatically stored on your local hard drive. You don't have to set up a server and then create your repositories and then check out all from within the same computer. So I mean, it is very possible to work locally with a server client model of version control, and we're going to be doing that. It's not as easy or as efficient. And there also isn't any reliance on a single point of connection, so that if that server goes down, everybody's cut off. No one's going to be able to do commit or revert or do any of that type of functionality. But with the distributed model, because that repository is on your own computer, it allows you. It doesn't mean if Sue goes ahead and she goes offline that I'm not going to be able to do anything. Now, there are also some disadvantages with the distributed model of version control. First of all, there are no true revision numbers. While you do have revision numbers when you commit to your local repository, when you're going to push out changes to other repositories, there's a GUID that's generated and used instead. So that means if you go ahead and tell Sue, I want you to take a look at this file at revision 17. Revision 17 for you may not be revision 17 for Sue. So you're going to have to kind of communicate which changes that she needs in order to know that you two are looking at the same exact file and the same version of that file. And there also isn't a latest version. Because all of the repositories are stored on different machines, technically there is no latest version. You may have what you think is the latest version, Joe may have what he thinks is the latest version, but Sue may be working on something that she hasn't yet pushed out. So technically there is no latest version. And each developer still needs to make backups. With the server client, you still need to make a backup. However, the backups, there's only one backup you need to make because there's only one repository that is stored, and that's on the server. With distributed model, because the repositories are on each individual developer's computer, each developer, each person connecting to this particular project is going to need to make their own backups. And while you can push changes and someone pulls them and you can say, well, the other people are my backup, that isn't necessarily true, because you may have been working on something for a couple weeks, and while you've been committing your changes to your local repository, you still aren't at the point where you wanted to push it out, but now your hard drive fails. So now, while you were committing everything, all of those commits were done on your local computer, so if your computer fails, all those changes are going to be gone. And there also isn't a true central repository with the distributed model version control. And again, that goes back to the point that each person connecting to the project has their own repository. Now, if we go back to a whiteboard example, where we have Joe, Bob, and Sue, it is possible for the maintainer of the project to actually create a separate repository, and this can allow both Joe, Bob, and Sue to push changes to this one repository. And then basically the maintainer can go ahead and take a look at each of the pushes that have been made to this repository, review them, and then incorporate them into this particular repository that he's maintaining. So this can act like the server in the server client model of version control, but there still is that flexibility that is provided by the distributed model of having a repository on each individual person's computer. And that goes over the basics of the distributed model of version control. In the next video, we're going to be going over the implementation of a particular implementation of the server client model of version control, and that's Subversion. But before I end this video, I just want to go over two key reasons on why we're using Subversion. The first reason is that the server client usage is much more widespread, especially in the corporate world. So the server client model of version control has been around for decades. And while the distributed model is definitely picking up popularity, it hasn't been around as long, and especially in the corporate world, usually they're going to want something that's time-tested and proven to work. And the server client has worked for decades now, so there is no huge reason for them to go ahead and change to the distributed model. And the reason we're working with Subversion instead of another implementation like CBS is that Subversion is probably one of the easier and more popular implementations of the server client model of version control. So we're going over one of the more popular versions of the more popular models of version control, so that you're just going to there's a good chance that you'll be able to use this in other places. Thanks.